being here. Excited to get started. Media Day is a great day. It lets you know basketball season's right around the corner and the real games are right around the corner. So appreciate you guys being here. And I'll be brief in our statements or my statement, and then I'll let you guys answer some questions. Got a couple of our guys already here, Campaign, sophomore, and Justin Seymour, sophomore, in the back, getting some lunch. But excited about this season. Obviously, we finished last season on a high note. We're 2-5 to start the year, and not struggled a little bit with St. Mary's in Middle Tennessee, but we were 21-6 down the stretch. Won the CIT, had a great opportunity to win a conference championship. Went 13-3 in your league. You go 13-3, most years you're going to win a conference championship, and it just didn't work out that way. So, but our guys responded after we struggled in the conference tournament, and I'll take a lot of the blame for that game, but we weren't good enough that night and got beat by Eastern. And credit to them, they were terrific and went on to play Kansas in the tournament. But our guys wanted to play. We went to the CIT, and people don't realize how good some of these postseason tournaments are. We had 3 top 100 wins in that tournament with Towson, Yale, and Missouri State on the road. And for the way the guys responded, losing at SEMO, we basically won Missouri State game in the same fashion. Not the score total, but just Cam going to the line and stepping up, making 2 big free throws. And TJ Sapp wasn't there. He was gone for the birth of his baby, and our guys really rallied around each other. So excited. Got a senior class, TJ Sapp, Jarvis Williams, and Jonathan Farrell. That the great teams that I've been a part of here, we've had extremely great senior leadership, extremely strong senior leadership. Not that they were the best player every night, but they were the most consistent, and they were the leaders of the basketball team. And that's one of the things I'm really trying to challenge this senior group with, to be good every day and to understand that the better we are as a team, that the better each individual will come out of this at the end of the day when they finish their senior year. Jonathan, obviously, his injury is not a great thing. It's been something we've been dealing with since the second day of school, and we don't have any better answers today than we did 3 months ago. Now, that's not a good thing to say, but that's just reality. So we're just taking it day by day, week by week. We've got him out there practicing a little bit, but I don't want to do anything to jeopardize him right now and not have him able to play at all, whether it ends up being just the second half of the year. So I know some of the quotes seem dramatic about the injury at times, and it seems fine, but it changes day to day if you come in and ask Jonathan or ask the trainer. So it's just an unusual injury with the tear in the hip muscle and where it's at. But we need him out there because he provides a leadership for us and a presence, especially on the defensive end, that we need, especially to win at a conference, especially to win on the non-conference slate against some of those elite mid-major teams. In our league, sometimes 4 guards is the recipe at times. But when you go out of conference and having to play on the road against really good teams, sometimes you need a physical front court lineup. Obviously, we got Jeff Moss back as a junior. Everybody talks about how much experience we have, and we do. We have a lot of players back, but we only have 2 players in the programs that have been in the program more than 1 year, and that's Jeffrey Moss and Tyler Rambo, 2 of our juniors. Everybody else is new or been in the program 1 year, so we're still learning and still getting better, and that means our upsize and our ceiling can be very good if we can get everything right. But Jeffrey Moss has been consistent. Looking forward to another big year from him. Tyler Rambo in that junior class, we need the energy that he played with in that CIT tournament for us to be effective. And then a newcomer that's got to step up. His role's expanded right now, Wayne Langston, because of the loss of Jonathan Farrell right now. If we play today, because that question's probably going to come, we'd play Farrell and just to see how he was, and then we'd make adjustments from there. Sophomore class, got talented sophomore group, obviously led by Campaign, sophomore point guard. A lot of preseason accolades, deservingly so. When he's good, we're really, really good. We've been very fortunate, and I've been very fortunate in our staff to coach the last couple of years 2 elite point guards, and I think Cam's got a chance to be a special player. Obviously, Cannon is doing well with the Rockets, but I think Cam is the one to take the next torch and run with that position. And he improved. Him and Jonathan Farrell really improved from the beginning of the year last year to the end, made incredible strides. Now Cam, all the scouting reports are going to be based for him. Everybody's defenses are going to be, pointed towards him. The good thing about it, it's kind of like Isaiah's junior year. We've got TJ Sapp, we've got Justin Seymour, we've got Jeffrey Moss, we've got guys on the perimeter that can make plays as well as throw the ball inside, the Jarvis, Jonathan, and our other post guys. One of the juniors I didn't mention, Teron Gilmore, he's gotten better. We just need his energy and toughness. And then freshman Kedrick Flomo has done a good job in his role for us as the backup point guard. The one thing that makes him a tough cover is when people help or we get penetration, he can make an open shot. Anytime you can shoot, that's a big thing. So I think that runs down our roster. And we got our walk-on Jeff Martin, who does a good job for us every day, son of the great D. Jeff Martin. So, but excited. Dave, I didn't leave anybody out, did I?
I don't believe you did, Coach.
Okay. But we've got 11 scholarship guys, one walk-on. Obviously, we lost Jaquan McLeod. We wish him the best. And last time we lost a guy like that, Colin Slaughter, we were 31-5, so it worked out okay. So that happens. We wish him the best, and now we're moving forward. I think we can score. We bring back almost over 70 points of our scoring from last year's team. We dominated people, not in free throw percentage. We really struggled early with that. But we dominated on our free throw attempts. We got to the free throw line over and over and over last year. Second half of the year, we started making them. But what we've got to get better at, and I've got to get better at, and collectively as a staff and a team, is better defensively, changing at times, adjusting at times, whether it is throw a possession or two a zone. We're not going to live in zone. We're not going to press a bunch. When we've been really good, we've dominated people with great half-court defense, and that's got to be our strength. That's got to be our core, but we've got to be willing to change and adjust at times based on runs, based on scouts and different things like that. So excited to get started. Obviously, our schedule, when you look at our schedule, it's really good. Somebody asked me yesterday, they were talking to me, they said, "You didn't overschedule, did you?" Well, I don't know. What we did is we put ourselves in a position to schedule good teams that if we can have a great non-conference year, have a great conference season, it puts us in a chance to possibly get an at-large tournament berth if you don't win your conference tournament. I think our leagues, I've said this over and over, I don't think it gets the respect it deserves. When you look at the Summer League rosters, you look at guys in the NBA, you look at Kenneth Fareed playing in the Olympics, over in whatever they called this one this summer, the World Basketball Classic. They changed the name for that. But when you look at that and look what our league's done, I mean, there's 10 guys you can name in Summer League just like that. Our team, you look what we did in postseason last year, 7-3, us, Belmont, Eastern Kentucky, and Morehead State. Belmont went to the NIT quarterfinals, should have beat Clemson. We won the CIT with 5 really good wins. Eastern had a chance to beat Kansas. So our league is still fighting for respect, but what our league's done over the last 5-6 years, I think, has been really good. So hopefully we'll slowly start getting the respect that the league deserves. But we've got a great non-conference slate. First 3 games, Houston, Middle, at Xavier. Middle's on the road as well. We need a big crowd for the Houston game. Obviously, it's the return of Kelvin Sampson, one of the elite coaches in college basketball, former assistant with the Houston Rockets, coached Isaiah. So it'll be his first game back, and it should be a great atmosphere. And hopefully, if it's not a sellout, it's pretty close. So, any questions?
Steve, you talked about you guys are going to be a great offensive team. How hard is it going to be for you to get them to throttle back a little bit, knowing that you guys can be so good offensively this year?
I don't know if I said it would be a great offensive team. I said we have opportunity. We've got guys who can score. We bring back a lot of scoring. The biggest thing we have to do, we got to cut down on turnovers, and we got to continue to get ball reversal, make the extra pass, and make good decisions. We can spread the floor. We've got TJ, Justin, Jeff, Cam, even Kedrick, if we go 4 guards with him, that can make shots. So we do have an ability to score in bunches, but when you're playing fast and you're putting yourself on defense a lot, you got to really lock down and be good on defense on that end. So at times we want to really push, score quick, but then sometimes our guys need to know, hey, we need to get ball reversal. We need to really get a good shot. We need to milk the clock for a little bit, so we shorten the game at times.
You mentioned wanting to play better defensively. How does that translate from improvement from last year to this year? What needs to be done better?
Well, first off, it starts at the top. You know, we've got to be better up front, containing the basketball. We've got to pressure up top, so that it's harder to enter offense for people, so we can get out and deny wings. And then our post defense has to be terrific. It's not a complicated system. It's just effort and toughness, trusting each other, being able to rotate, fly around, keep the ball in front of you, and then be a dominating rebounding team once we get people to miss shots. But, we weren't great statistically if you look at it, but we were still one of the top, if probably the top in most of the defensive categories in our league last year, but it wasn't dominating. And when we've been dominating, that's the years we've had special years, and we've got to get back to that.
What kind of things that you have to do daily with Jonathan's injury, since it's such a unique kind of thing? I mean, what do you guys have to deal with daily with that?
They tell me there's nothing that you can do for it. They said all they tell me is that he can go in the hot tub, he can go in the cold pool, and that's it. So there's no treatment necessarily, that no magical treatment, stem. It's just something that has to heal through time. So it's frustrating as a coach. I'm sure it's frustrating as a trainer. I'm sure for Jonathan it's frustrating for him. He's back there right now, and he's laughing, but he'll be fine. He fought through it last year. He got through it second half of the year. I thought he was, him and Jarvis were as good as anybody.
And what's Justin going to bring? He's the one guy we have not seen yet.
Justin's going to bring an opportunity. Justin's a guy that, the ball's in his hands. He can really go get a shot. Late shot clock, he can go make a play. Late shot clock, he can make a shot. He can make threes. He can score off the bounce. Very, very good offensive player. What we need from Justin to max out as a team is not just the scoring, but he's got to bring a guard with size that can rebound and defend.
You talked about Flomo as the backup point guard. Will Sapp take those duties at times as well?
Yeah, TJ will play it as well. We need to get him more reps, and I've talked about that with our staff this week. We've got to start repping TJ some at the one as well, and we will.
And as far as Jonathan, is he able to maintain his conditioning?
No, that's one of the things I think he's probably most frustrated with, is because of the injury, the conditioning set him back a little bit. And when he's in really good shape, he's really good. He had a great summer. He had a great one day of workouts, and then he got hurt on the second day. So when he's in shape, he's very, very effective. So that's the one tough part of the injury is staying in shape or getting back into shape.
And you never want to say injuries are a bad thing, but how much more, how is this helping Wayne and him get going, and how much more can you see of him because he gets a little more action now?
It puts him in a situation where he's counted on more. The one thing about Wayne, he's kind of similar to Jonathan. He wasn't here this summer, last year, and Jonathan was hurt last summer. So, Wayne's a little bit behind, but his work ethic's really good. He's learning. He's in the office watching tape. Trying to get better. We'd love, obviously, to be healthy to where he's your first post guy off the bench. But also I got to look at a couple different things between, can we go big, or do we have the depth to go big, or do we need to go play four guards? So there's a lot of things as a coach I need to look at, and our staff needs to look at and evaluate. But Wayne's doing good, and his progress has been good, and he's a guy that I think can guard bigger guys around the basket.
And what kind of is he? Just a good, strong, back to the basket kind of guy? Just talk about his abilities real quick.
Yeah, he's just kind of a bull, down there. Not a high flyer, above the rim guy like Jarvis, so to speak, but position guy that, we need to just continue to get better. He needs to get in shape. He needs to continue to learn the system, and as he does that, I think he's going to be an effective player for us.
The team, and especially Cam, kind of has a bullseye on him. How do you think that affects them going into the season?
Well, that's why we're not even talking about that with this team. We're just want to have a good practice today. A couple years ago, I look back, we brought a couple guys back from the team that went 31-2, and everything that team did, they started 9-1, and they weren't even ranked after going 31-2, which is amazing. Second thing, that team, they won by 8. Everybody want to know why you won by 8. You won by 6. Why'd you only win by 6? And that wore us down, it beat us down, and that probably got to me as a young coach, and I shouldn't have let that happen. That was my fault. So, I want this team not focusing on all the outside accolades. We had 3 preseason first-team guys. That's terrific. I know our talent level's good. 1 through 6, 7, those guys are proven. Okay, but we got to just get better as a team and not worry about all the outside expectations. You hear Coach Saban, and I went to Alabama, so I follow that program a lot, the football team, and listen to him. It's just about getting better, and that needs to be our mindset is let's have a great practice day at 3:30, let's get better, and then if we continue to get better as a team, we'll have a great year, And you never know how each season's going to develop, so you just want to get better each day, and that needs to be our focus. Last year we played with no expectations. This year we're playing with a lot of expectations. So the way I lead and my consistency, not up and down, I can't do that with these guys. I need to be consistent and just try to be good every day.
How do you feel coming out of the CIT is going to fuel this season?
If we can get that same type of atmosphere in this arena, it'd be a hard place to win. I know that. The atmosphere in the arena for the CIT was, I know this may sound, it was as good as it was for the St. Mary's game. It was a different atmosphere. It was a wrestling crowd to me. It was more of a rambunctious crowd, but the atmosphere was tough to win. It was electric in here. So if we get that type of crowd and that type of environment, we'll be, it'll be a tough place to win. Again, we were 18-1 at home last year. So hopefully we'll get that type of support.
Jarvis Williams and TJ Sapp, they've only been with the program for 1 year. Speak to how they've impacted the program in such a short time.
Yeah, that's the thing. All our main guys have been with the program 1 year, So we've dealt with what we dealt with in the past is guys that have been in the program 2, 3, 4 years, So we're still growing. Those guys, I think early, TJ was out in the first semester, had a great second semester when he got eligible. I think early there was probably some outside pressure with these guys having to live up to the expectations. We let all that go. Their internal expectations of what you have to do here at Murray, we let that go, and we just started getting better as a basketball team, and we really improved from first week of December until March. I thought we became a really good basketball team. It's just, you only get the one bid at times in our league, so hopefully that'll change.